100%. There are times that studying was the last thing I ever want to do. There are times like I felt so that even opening a book got me so pissed off. But you know what? Those are just mere feelings, and I usually have a way of getting around them, which I'm going to share with you in today's video. So here are 4 steps to apply that will get you studying even though you don't feel like it. Quick intro, my name is Uba Benita, in case you don't know me. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and let's just dive in. The first step is to know yourself. Very important, knowing yourself, knowing what you prefer, knowing what is different about you is going to like give you an upper hand, in knowing what time of the day you're most active and what time of the day you feel most lazy. This tip is not going to get you studying immediately. It's just like a step you have to acknowledge first if you want to get studying even though you don't feel like it. Starting out university, I felt like I was going down because I wasn't being so productive enough. If I even make out time to study, it won't flow, because the study time I was adopting was not for me. I used to study at night because I loved my mornings. I loved sleeping, in the mornings. But then I found out that, it wasn't giving anymore. So I analyzed myself. It was from my analysis that I found out that my night studies was not productive. So I shifted my time. I tried testing out new times, and I found out that I was more productive in the morning. Now I shifted my entire schedule for the day to help me make it for my morning studies. So knowing yourself, knowing what you like, what you don't like, it's the first step. Is key if you want to study even though you don't feel like it, if you want to study when you're unmotivated. The second step is to use the right words. After you must have known yourself, you must have ascertained, what time is best for you. The next thing is to use the right word. Okay, motivation is not going to work every time. You have to push yourself into doing it because your brain decodes everything you say. It will enter, your brain will try to analyze it. Where does it fall under? Does it fall under activeness or laziness? And it will put you there. So use the right words, use positive words. One word you should start using today is so what. Probably you come back from work, and you have some studying to do, and you're like, I'm tired. So what if I'm tired? I can still study even though I'm tired. Your brain will be like, it will knock your brain, and your brain will be like, oh, this girl, let's get her studying. Your brain is like it controls everything, controls your mind, your thinking, and every single thing. Don't use words like but. Maybe you come back, I want to study, but I'm tired. Let me just sleep. Your brain is just like it's just melting the thinking capacity of your brain. So use the right words. Yeah, I don't want to study. So what? I have to do it. I feel so lazy. So what? What if I feel so lazy? I can still go ahead. Saying that word alone would ginger your body. Just use the right words. That's the second step. Use the right words, because you cannot always be motivated at all times. You shouldn't be working with motivation. You should be working with the power of words, because it will snap you out of that lazy spirit, ginger you, and get you going. That's the goal, girl. Oh boy. The third step is to start the little way. Very important. Once you've known yourself, you've used the right words, the next step is to start the little way. The major problem we have is actually starting. It's just like there's this force that encircles us, and we are like, we have to escape from that force, and we need a more massive force to be able to push us out. So that's why starting is majorly like the major problem we have in studying when we don't feel like it. So I suggest ways for you to do this, and the first way is to break down your large task. Probably you want to study, and what you have to study is 2 chapters of your chemistry textbook. If I hear I have to study 2 chapters in a go, it kind of like give me this kind of fear. Hey, 2 chapters. Instead of doing that, break it down to one concept of 1 chapter. It will make it it will make you feel more relaxed that yes, I can actually achieve this, rather than saying 2 chapters in one go. It's not nice. Okay, so another way is to decrease your time commitment. No more 3 hours straight, rather 2 25 minutes with breaks. This is called the Pomodoro technique. It will ginger you more. Like if you 3 hours straight, I don't study straight without breaks, except I'm into the book that I cannot come out, study 25 minutes now with break. This is going to like help you stay more calm, help you stay more relaxed when you're about to start, And I guess start with easy tasks, start with the simplest of all tasks. I know one thing you must have heard is to start with the hardest subjects, like maybe you have chemistry and English to study. They say start with chemistry first. Well, in this case, that doesn't apply. It only applies when you're like, that you feel it, you feel the fire burning to study. But when you're unmotivated, you have to start with something small. Start with the simplest one first, because you just escaped from a force and you want to like go into something real. You want to go into another force. No. Start with something simply that would kind of like get you gingered more and more, when you get that one, because you might be getting into the hard subject and your brain will not even be able to understand it. So start with the simpler one that your brain can understand, so that it will get you in the mood. You get what I mean, right? The whole process will be made easier for you, because once you break that force and you start finally, you enter the mood.
The first step is to make the process enjoyable. You agree with me that there are sometimes you'll be studying, like it will just get boring and you lose your flow and you'll be like, this did not tire me self, which is why you have to make it enjoyable. However it is, whatever it is, make the process enjoyable. I just have 2 ways here to share with you. You know how you can make your studying enjoyable. How I suggest you do it is change your study style. Sometimes you may be studying something and you find that it's now boring, or you're not flowing, or it's kind of like this is not tire me. Maybe you might be reading theoretically. Try doing practice questions, or change it to another subject. Just change the structure in which you were studying. Maybe you were studying with music. Try removing the music. Or maybe you were studying lying down, try sitting down. Or maybe you were sitting down, try standing up and studying. Just change it, change the form, change everything about your studying. Another way I suggest you do it is to reward yourself. You've been working so hard, like the force alone that you overcame to start the studying, the work you've already put in, the energy you put in to keep on studying. It's worth rewarding yourself for. So reward yourself in the smallest way possible. It doesn't mean getting yourself a new phone. Maybe your reward could be to just get a lollipop, or go see a movies, or whatever it is, or even get out and walk, or go on a break. All these things, it will make it more fun, it will make it more enjoyable, it will make it be more to your taste and keep you longer in your studies. It's very much worth it. You can never always come back and feel like studying. Never ever. There are some days studying will just be so dry, like nah man. It happens to me all the time. I'm sure you must have learned a lot. I'm sure you've learned that your mindset matters, the words you say matters, the way you take your study matters. All these things put together, I'm sure you've learned a lot. Practice, put all these things into practice, and come share your testimony. Tell me what you learned. Tell me, ask me any questions, make any contributions, like the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I guess it's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching to this point. I'll see you in my next video.